Buddha, very good evening. You can go ahead.
Just a moment, sir.
Yes, no worries.
I'll just repeat the question. Just a moment, sir. The question that started the whole discussion that we had in the group.
Yeah,
Okay. As I told you earlier, sir, I want to discuss the Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta with you today, and there are some particular details of that sutta which I want to understand in more details. So, if you can explain them. And another thing which is also related to that sutta only is about the Pancha Updana Khanda. I want to understand it in more details, like how does it work. Uh, let's first take a look at the Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta. Can I project a sutta on the screen?
yeah, you can, but I don't think so. That'll get recorded, but it's okay. You can. You're frozen. Now it is.
Yeah.
I think you can project. You can share screen. You can use a present view and then do that.
Yeah, a screen. Okay. So, as we can see at the beginning, Buddha gave this whole sermon after the his enlightenment very soon, and the particular part about which I want to talk to you is, I mean, before we talk about the sutta, I want to tell you something that actually, uh, I had insights in the stages, sir. I didn't had the whole insight in one go. When I started to understand the Buddha Dhamma, I had the insight that the anicca causes suffering. Then the second insight was that it is not the anicca which causes the suffering. It is the attachment to objects which have anicca nature which causes the suffering. But now, recently, I had even deeper insight, which was that it is not even attachment to the, objects of anicca nature which causes suffering. Suffering comes with the birth, and this was, you know, inconsistency with the whole Paticca Sampada cycle. I mean, it is only with the birth that we can, meet something we don't like and separate from something we like. All this can happen only when we have birth. Otherwise, this whole suffering cannot arise. And this thing, I mean, this whole suffering that we cannot say there is no other suffering than this suffering that we separate from the things we like, and we don't meet the things we like. There is no other kind of suffering other than this too. And both of the suffering only comes when we have birth. Because only when we have birth and we have indriya, and only when we have a phasa, that is contact, only then we can come into the contact with the objects which have anicca nature. So, and this anicca nature of those objects, that gives us the suffering. So that is something that that is the last insight that I had, sir. So it has been a very peaceful experience since I understood it. I mean, before I had this whole insight, uh, I was like feeling very unconfident that I do not understand what the problem is at the core of existence. And the everyone always said that the message of the Buddha, it is a very profound, and it is something that is not very mundane, so to speak. It is profound. So now I can see why it is profound. The whole, but when only when I saw the first noble truth in consistency with the Paticca Samuppada cycle and the Tilakna, Anicca. I understood the first noble truth as a dukkha, and I saw the whole dukkha and anicca aspect and how it brings the suffering and what is the role of Paticca Samuppada cycle. So I understood that whole thing, but what I don't understand, I will show you on the screen this particular part of the sutta, which I read this part recently, but I didn't understood this part. So I will ask you that part first of all. So yeah.
One suggestion to you, Harsil, is that you need to look at proper pronunciation of Pali, or you can use vernacular language, or even Gujarati would do, not an issue. But if you
Okay.
were to use Pali, like it is upadana. There is a
Upadana. Okay.
not upadana or it is upadana. Upa means to be
Upadana. Upadana.
yeah,
Right.
there is a
Right.
meaning to that. Upa is to bring near. Okay, so you take something near. That is upa.
Yes.
Adana is dana means to give up, to give. Adana is not to give up. So when we say upadana khanda, what it really means is that I don't want to give. I want to keep
Right.
it near me. Okay, so that is the meaning. If you use a wrong Pali word, I know you are reading from English and all that, but you need to know one thing.
Yes, sir.
You need to know one thing. Okay, if you want to progress using sutta, you need to have a proper understanding of Pali words, number one, and
Phonetics. Yeah, the phonetic part. Yes, sir.
phonetic. And number two, you need to decipher the meaning. See, in English, what happens? There are not many words to explain what it is.
Yes, sir.
So, and dukkha is not suffering. It is from two
Yeah,
words.
it is dukkha. Yeah, dukkha, the suffering that can be removed, if I'm not.
No, it is not that. It is coming from a Pali word and also in Sanskrit. It is akha, is dukkha. Du means bad, akha means a sense. So what brings pain through the senses is dukkha. So when he says something is anicca, nature, which means that it keeps on diminishing or going away or fading away or whatever it is, and your senses don't get that, they want it again and again and again and again. So some people use it as unsatisfactoriness for dukkha, some people call it as suffering, some people can call whatever it is. So basically, if we understand the term properly, whether we are talking in English or talking in Marathi or Gujarati or whatever it is, or any other language, Indian or some other language, it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
You will get the insight. So it is akha dukkha. What it really means is that the sight, the sound, the taste, touch, smell, and thoughts cannot be held. You cannot hold it and say, this is mine, this is my eyes, this is my ears, this is my tongue, this is my touch, or like that. So this is my body. That is not there. But the senses give that feel of nicha, means always being available. So when I see something, I always feel that it is available for me. And when it goes away, let's say when he says yampichan na labati tampi dukkhan, what he's trying to say is that whatever I like, when I don't get, or I will also have this piyehi vipayogo dukkho appiyehi sampayogo dukkho. So what it really means is, piya means liking. I like my wife, or I like my mother, I like my father, I like my brother. Now what happens here is that piyehi vipayogo dukkho. Vipa means to remove, to move out, not being there, not available, is dukkha, because I am not able to see them, I am not able to hear their voice, I am not able to touch them, and hence akha happens. Sukha, su akha means whichever sense from where it is coming is exactly matching to what I am expecting, whatever the mind is expecting, then I feel sukha. So this is conditioned happiness, not unconditioned. That's the reason it's called sankata, which is conditioned. So I get into dukkha, nothing to do with suffering. I get into dukkha because I am not able to find the person. I am not able to find the object. I am not able to find the house. I am not able to find something. So that house is ayatana. So from that house, whatever is coming as an input. So I am expecting an input and the sight comes and that's not to my expectation. And the mind is expecting something and the result is something, so it gets into dukkha. So he says piyehi vipayogo dukkho appiyehi sampayogo dukkho. Getting involved with what you don't like is dukkha, and not getting the one which you liked is again dukkha. And this is happening due to jatipi dukkha. That is correct. I'm not saying that is not suffering, but suffering, when you use the word suffering, what it really means is that you are really suffering and nobody is suffering. Actually speaking, you have to take a pain to get that object back, and that is suffering. So basically when he says dukkha, you need to go to the Pali word of it. That's called pada nirukti, meaning you go to the etymology of it, and it comes from du akha su akha. That is what is there in Sanskrit, also there in Pali. Okay, so that's the root of the word. And when you contemplate on that, you can really see Dhamma. Because now you know when the object goes away, that object disappears, you feel, what happened? Why that person is not come? Why the person is not there? Or why am I in this situation? Let's say I go out and I am not finding the object what I am looking for. Or I lose my mobile, or I lose my computer, I lose my bus, I lose whatever I lose. So when I say losing, it means that it is appiyehi sampayogo dukkho. That is, at what I didn't like, I have got it now. That object is not there. So when that object, meaning the seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, is not there, now the mind creates that pain, that search it for me, I need it. And that is the burden what you're taking. So many people, many Bhante talk it as unsatisfactoriness, which is correct, because you cannot satisfy it. You cannot say that it will be available. So that is how we create asada, adinava, nissarana. Or actually, forget the nissarana, you are having asada and adinava. Okay, so that is what you need to do. So you need to understand the proper Pali words. Otherwise, now it is okay, but when you go deeper into it, you will get stuck, because you will have to go by English words. Some of the English word make sense, some of the words doesn't even make sense why it is there, right? Because in every context it is not dukkha, equal suffering. No, there are various contexts where dukkha means different in different scenarios. But in English, as soon as you see dukkha, you have to put as suffering. And if you look at anicca, anywhere you find anicca, you have to put it as impermanence, right? And if you have atta, anatta, so immediately they have to put as no self. Otherwise, how will you define? Actual meaning is correct. It is no self only, because there is nobody there. But when you see self and no self, it becomes no soul.
Out of context, yeah.
So it becomes hard to understand, then who exists in my body? If I am not there, then who is there? So it goes into different.
Yeah, leads to wrong view.
Yes, it leads to wrong view. Why? Because of translation or transliteration or whatever it is. So we need to know the proper Pali words and including its utterance. It's very important. We can't be talking something and making it like sanna. It is on top, you have those two. It is sanya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sangya, right?
Not sangya. It's not sangya.
Sanya.
Sanya. It is, if you use Sanskrit word, it becomes samgnya. Okay. So Pali can be translated to Sanskrit, the nearest, but it is not good to translate into Sanskrit. It is better to say what it is. Like, viraga, there is one word. V plus raga is viraga. So if you want to define what it is vita raga, viraga. So what is vita? Is to remove. Raga is color. So when you remove the color, you see what it is. So it becomes viraga. And in Sanskrit, if you make it, it becomes vairagya. And it becomes something different now. It has not something to do with raga.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need to understand Pali in a proper way, and also in a way I can spell it correctly. So sorry for that. I just wanted to say to you that you have to learn how to pronounce. Otherwise, you talk in English.
Yes,
I have
sir.
no problem. You don't have to use any Pali words at all. Absolutely fine with me.
Okay. Okay. I mean, at some places, sir, very, uh, for the sake of brevity, I mean, I could say that the using Pali words are necessary, right? For the
Right.
sake of brevity, yeah,
Ah.
at some places.
Yes, in that you have to learn how to spell it out, right? So you have to properly spell it. Why I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's
Yeah, sir.
not because of me. For you only, it becomes an hindrance.
Yes, sir. No, sir. I don't mind that at all. I know that the Pali is phonetic language and proper pronunciations are necessary. But the only thing is that I talk about Dhamma with very few people, so that is why I don't get chance to practice speaking of these words a lot. So
No worries.
that is actually a thing. Yeah.
So you are Savarkar. So you are a Maharashtrian by
No,
birth?
not Marathi, sir. This
Not
is
Marathi.
question that is asked to me very frequently.
Okay.
But it is actually the name of our village is Sarva. It is
Okay.
located in the Patan. So that is why we have surname Sarvakar.
Oh, Sarvakar. Okay, got it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
Go ahead with
okay.
your question.
So now that we were talking. So basically, sir, what you were trying to convey was that the dukkha is mismatch between what we have in our mind and what is coming from the senses, right?
Exactly. What is coming as an object to the senses?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what he says, this is definite when you take birth. Okay, this is definite. What is definite? Jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, vyadhi pi dukkha, maranam pi dukkham. Then piyehi vipayogo dukkho, apiyehi sampayogo dukkho, yampichanna labati tampi dukkhan. Then you go through shoka parideva dukkha do manasa upayasa. All that you will go because you have taken birth. Okay, that experience what you have got or what insight you have got is correct. That this like in Hindi we use a word jhamela. That's exactly what it is. This problem wouldn't have appeared if you were not born in the first place.
Yes, sir. And we are born because we like these things in the first place.
No, that is separate. That will come to that later, whether we like or we don't like. That will come later.
Okay.
So that will become too
Okay.
theoretical. First and foremost, I am born here because of the tendencies what I have developed. And that is in a way called as gati. That means it can be called as destiny, it can be called as habit, it can be called as the tendencies what I have developed. Now,
inclination,
inclination or moving towards.
Yeah.
Right? So when I do that, using Buddha Dhamma, what I can do? I can observe. So Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta. So what it means is Dhamma is the teaching. Chakka is Chakku is one, Chakka is another one. Right? So what happens here is when you say Dhammacakku means eyes opened with Dhamma. Dhammacakka means turning the wheel. It's a wheel, right? So there's a Dhamma wheel. Pavattana meaning utterance, to say. Sutta. It's from two words, su and atta. Su means good, atta means to the person. So whenever I use the word sutta, what it means is that brings happiness to me because I'm able to understand the Buddha Vachana, right, or the sayings of the Buddha. So basically, when we know why we are born, we can correct it. If we don't know why we are born, that means we can't correct anything now, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the whole gist. Yeah.
So now why am I born is the one we are finding out, because that is the dukkha now. You have started with the dukkha, which is pain. Pain of what? Finding what you want. So we keep on searching in the senses whatever we want to find, and that's the reason we get into this pain, also called as suffering, also called as unsatisfactoriness in English. So we can use any one of this word, but the original word is dukkha. From that sense,
Right.
I'm not getting whatever input I want. I'm expecting this, but I'm not expecting that. So I am in dukkha. So this Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta, what he is talking about is, he'll go in 3 into 4, 12 ways of doing it, and it gave him that Chakku Mudapadi, his eyesight opened up, Panya Udapadi, wisdom opened up, like that. Yeah, go ahead with your question. Let's start on the
Yeah. So just a moment, sir. My laptop actually hanged.
Yeah, I
Just
know
a
it is
moment.
hanged. It is hanged. So your screen is totally hanged.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it is due me having opened too many tabs actually.
Yes, that happens. It'll hang.
Yeah.
And
I have to fix it.
and the computer also heats up, and when it heats up, it hangs.
Yeah, sir. So, I think at least you would be able to see the part which I wanted to ask you about.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, I wanted to understand the 12 links that you talked about, sir. That made me think that what is he talking about? I mean, I understand the Four Noble Truths partially, but what does he mean by, the 12 parts, this whole thing that the first Noble Truth should be understood. Now it is understood. And then there is some third component, and this is repeated for all four truths. So, what is this?
Okay, so what exactly you want to know in that? Harshil, are you there? Are you there? Harshil? Oh, you're gone. Yeah, Harshil, you're back. Yes.
Yes. Sorry for the whole interruption, sir.
No, that is
Actually,
okay. You don't
now
have to be
the whole.
sorry. You don't have to be sorry. Don't worry about it. So now, have you gone through this sutta?
Uh, well, I have actually tried to at least read the English translation, sir. So I was stuck at the understanding of the four, the 12 components when he
Wait.
repeats
I will
each.
help you. I will help you.
Yeah.
We both can go together. What you do is you first go to parallels.
Yeah, yes, sir. I will open up the parallels. Yeah.
Parallel, and
So
then
you can see the Pali as well. Yeah.
No, I've already opened it on my system, so you don't have to share the screen, because if you share the screen, your internet connection becomes slow and then it might hang. Correct?
Yeah. So just a moment, sir. I'll open the tab of parallel.
When you go to parallel, you choose Pali and English. Are you there? Ah, you are there. Okay. I cannot hear you, actually. Now it is frozen. Harshil, I cannot hear. Okay, okay. Take your time.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
All
So
set.
I was asking you, sir, should we proceed from the first line itself, or should we directly go to the part
No,
about?
we can do one thing. We can do. I'll make it easy for you. What we will do is
Okay.
we will start from the noble truth of suffering.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I will go there.
yes. We don't have to
Uh,
go. We don't have to go to ayam ko sa bhikkhave majjima patipada tata gatena abhisambuddha
yeah. Okay.
चक्षुकरणी ज्ञानकरणी उपसमाय
Okay.
अभिन्याय संबोधाय निब्बाणाय संवत्तति. So that is
Okay.
what he is saying, right? So now we'll go. What is the noble?
Now this is the noble truth of the
suffering.
suffering. I am at that line.
Yes, idam ko panabhikkave dukkam arya satyam.
Yes, sir. There.
Right?
Yeah.
So now the question he is asking is what is? This is the first step, right? Out of 12,
Yes.
3
Yes,
into
sir.
4. This is the first one, right? So you need to remember. What you need to remember, this is the first step of understanding what is suffering. As per
Yes,
this
sir.
English word, what is dukkha is what he is saying, right? Then
Yes.
then this whole sentence, you know, right? Jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, and all that you have understood. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now he is asking what is the origin of the suffering, dukkha samudaya.
Yeah.
How did it arise? So actually in English it is showing as origin, but it is not origin. Samudaya means arising. So
Yes, sir.
how
So dukkha does not exist. It arises. Yes.
yes, it is nothing called as origin. Origin means
Yeah.
the starting point.
Yes, sir.
But it's nothing
Right.
to do with starting point. It is the arising of the dukkha.
Yes, sir.
So
It arises with the causes. Yeah.
Yes, it arises with the causes. So he says, Yayam tanha pono bhavika nandiraga sahagata tatrati tatra binandini seyati idam kamatanaha bhavatanaha vibhavatanaha. So when Yayam tanha pono bhavika, that is when the craving is there and it is continuous. What craving you have to tanha is actually craving in English, there is no other word, but there is thirst. So there is endless thirst for enjoying the senses, to become something and not to become something. So when you have an endless thirst and you welcome, so pono bhavika nandi raga sahagata tatrabi tatrabi nandini, wherever, whenever it occurs, in whichever senses, in whichever format, if it is matching, you take it as myself and mine and I want to enjoy. When that happens, then you have, that is how your dukkha has started, because now you have to match between what is coming to the senses and what is the object you are sensing, right? So
What we are craving.
that becomes craving, right? I want it, right? So my
Yeah.
my mind wants that, but it is not coming in the way I want, or it is coming but it's going to go away. Either way, I am suffering, or
Yes.
I am
It's the end result. Yeah.
That's the
That
end
is the
result.
end result.
Yeah, so let's
Yeah.
say, Harshil, that you come to my home, I like you very much, but you have to go back to your home, which is dukkha to me, correct?
Yes, sir. Separation from the like. Yes.
Yeah, separation from the like, because I have tanha. What tanha? Kama tanha. Whenever I see you,
Yes, sir.
I like you, and hence I want you to be there with me all the time. But it goes away, and hence suffering. So he says that is the arising of suffering. Okay, so this is the second noble truth. Now
Yes.
he says idam kopana bhikkave dukkha nirodham arya satcham. So the same place where it arose, if you were to not react to it at all, you don't welcome it at all, you don't crave for it at all, then you are in nirodha.
Right.
So you are coming to my home, or I am coming to your home, and you don't have any expectation at all, neither for coming not for going, will you have dukkha? No.
No.
So you are out of dukkha. So this is the third noble truth. And the fourth noble truth is the steps, what he has done.
Yes.
So this is the first circle. So he says idam
Yes.
dukkham arya sanchanti me bhikkave pubbe ananusuttesu dhammesu chakkum udapadi jnanam udapadi panya udapadi vijja udapadi aloko udapadi. So this is how I understood the whole suffering or the dukkha, the unsatisfactoriness of the senses. Then I found the reason for that. Then I came to know how to eliminate it, and I have eliminated it, and hence all these have happened. What has happened? Chakkum udapadi, jnanam udapadi, panya udapadi, vijja udapadi, aloko udapadi. Aloko is a light. So I got the light of knowledge. Okay, and panya is wisdom, right? So
Yes.
panya, vijja is the knowledge, avidya is ignorance, vijja is true knowledge. So now I have got the knowledge of how the dukkha comes, how I didn't know the dukkha, I came to know the dukkha.
No,
Then-
the dukkha, yeah.
And then I came to know the reason for the dukkha, how it arises, I came to know. How it can be eliminated also I came to know. And then the steps I followed to eliminate that also I came to know. I had no experience of this earlier, is what he is saying. This is the first. Okay. Then he says tam ko panam panidam dukkham arya satcham parinneyanti me. Parinneya. Okay. This word is a tricky word. Parinya means to know completely. Parinneya means trying to understand, reflecting, and knowing what should be known. And that is called parinneya. So he says, I got it with parinneyanti me, bhikkave, all that.
Right.
Okay. So again he got that, right? Idam dukkha samudayam arya satcham. Again chakkum udapadi, jnanam udapadi, all that. Then he says pahatabba. What has to be given up? I have given up. What should be given up? Craving. He has given up that. So first he understood the first circle, second he understood the parinneya, then he understood pahatabba. This is where in the origin of the suffering, or the arising of the suffering, or arising of the dukkha. So if you take here this line, right? This is a noble truth of origin of suffering. Such was the vision known to me. Okay. So if I
Yes.
go, okay, if I go, so he goes like that into 4 parts, 3 into 4. So
Yeah.
now he says this is what it is, and then this is the noble truth of suffering, which is udapadi. So now I am understanding it. Parinneyanti me bhikkave. Then he says pahatabbanti me, then pahinanti me. Okay. Then he says, Sachika katanti me. Sachika means that I have seen for what it is. Okay. And then this is what you need to develop in 4 parts. And the first part, when you cover, you become a Sotapanna using that. The second time you cover, you become Sakadagami of doing it. A third time you do it, you become an Anagami. The fourth time you do it, you become an Arahant. So all the 4 into 3, 12. That's how.
Okay. So, okay. So the insight will progress in the stages, right, sir?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are the stages? Let us understand from beginning. Okay. First is
Yeah.
what you have understood. So you are a Sotapanna. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Because you are able to understand it. Right? Now we come to the second one. Parinyeya. That starts where? Pubbe anususite. So tam ko panidam dukkham arya sacchan parinyeyanti me bhikkave pubbe anusuttesu dhammesu chakkum mudapadi jnanam mudapadi, all that, right? So dukkham arya saccam. The first one what he covered is for Sotapanna. The second one what is covering is when you become a Sakadagami. Clear? So parinyeya, you have understood. What should be understood? You have understood. What you have understood? There you got an insight. Jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, all that you got an insight. Here you have got the complete knowledge. You are able to understand. You are able to know. You are able to follow. You are able to see. You are able to penetrate. Right? I have used all of these words to say what is parinyeya means. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Now I do that. Then the noble truths have, so then tam ko panidam dukkham arya saccam parinyatanti me bhikkave pubbe anasuttesu. So now parinyata, now I have known it. Okay, then I have given it up. That is pahatabba. You got it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it?
Yes, sir. So
into 3.
So this.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So this second stage, sir, the English translation is, I think, very incorrect, right? This noble truth of origin of suffering should be given up. Why should we give up the truth? It is just senseless, right?
Yes, that's the reason I was telling you. English translation always has a problem. So
Yeah.
what I am going to do now is I will go through the Pali. So I just wanted to tell you how the problem happens. Now if I go in the Pali text, and the problem is that they again remove that complete. Anyway, dukkha nirodham idam kopana bhikkave dukkha nirodha gamini patipada arya saccam. Okay. Idam dukkham arya sacchanti me bhikkave pubbe anusuttesu dhammesu chakkum mudapadi jnanam mudapadi blah blah blah. Tam ko panidam dukkham arya saccam parinyeyanti me bhikkave tam ko panidam dukkham arya saccam parinyatanti me bhikkave. Then that is what it is. Then he says idam dukkham dukkha samudaya. This is dukkha. In dukkha what he has done? First one, second one is parinyeya, third one is parinyata. Clear? So you got 1, 2 and 3. Got it?
Yes, sir.
First one as it is. Second one parinyeya. Third one is parinyata for dukkha. Got it? Did you understand the first 3 of them?
Just a moment, sir. So, yeah, I now understand what the kind of suffering that Buddha talked about. Now I am confident that, I understood that. Of course, not completely.
That's okay. So,
But, yeah.
that 12, I'm talking about how the 12 comes. So, the first one,
Yes, sir.
if you take dukkha, What is dukkha? You have three. First one, I understand. I just see the dukkha. I
Yes.
now only see the dukkha.
Yeah.
Second.
So when the Buddha actually had enlightenment, he just came to the formulation of the truth. That was the first stage.
Yes. So he formulated the truth, or he didn't understand. He saw the truth. Let's put that way.
Yes.
He saw
Yes.
the truth. That's the reason he's saying
Yes.
Chakku Mudapadi and all that. I had never
Yes.
had. So I
Yeah.
see the truth. What is the first truth? Dukkha. I see it. Okay. Second time, that circle. What did he find? Parinyeya. Okay. Please don't forget. Parinyeya.
Okay.
That means I have started to understand what should be understood.
So this is the stage where the English translation is incorrect, right?
Yes. Forget the English translation now. I am talking from pure Pali.
Yes, sir.
You just leave that aside.
Yes, sir, I'm leaving it aside. I'm just asking that you are talking about the second stage right now, right?
Yes, I'm giving you the exact meaning, context to that, right?
Yes, sir. I trust you. I was just asking whether you were talking about the second stage.
Second one, not the second noble truth. The first noble truth only, the second one.
But second stage, yes,
second
sir.
stage. So parinyata.
Yeah.
Right. Parinyeya. Parinyeya means to understand what should be understood. Clear? If I were to put that English word, it is to understand what should be understood. The first one, he just saw it. He
Yes.
saw what is dukkha. In here, he is understanding what is dukkha to be understood. Parinyeya. Third one, he says parinyata. So he says here parinya, then parinyatanti me bhikkave. Okay, parinyata means I have completely understood now.
Right.
Fine. I saw, I started understanding, now I have completely understood. Clear?
Yes.
On the first noble truth. You got the
Okay.
three?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's go to the second noble truth.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me go to that sutta. Idham dukkha samudayam arya sacchanti me bhikkave pubbe ananusutte sudhamme suchakkum udapadi jnanam udapadi panya udapadi vijja udapadi aloko udapadi tamko panidam dukkha samudayam arya sacchanti pahatabbanti me. So I saw what is the cause for this suffering, how it arises. Now I know how to cut it. I have understood what should be done to cut that. Pahatabba means to remove, eliminate, cut, to make it separated. That is what is pahatabba, not to do. Okay. Then he says, Tamko panidam dukkham arya sacchan pahinanti me. So first I saw, I put pahatabba, then I made it pahina. That is no longer it is there. What it means? That he has understood how the dukkha arises. He has understood what should be done to cut the dukkha. He has actually done that.
Okay.
Okay. So again you got three
Stages.
of the second noble truth.
Yes.
Now we
Okay.
go.
Just a question, sir, before we proceed.
Yes.
So, at the very first stage, we would realize the first stage of all four noble truths,
Correct.
right? Right. Then
Yes.
and I would assume, I don't know this, but I would like to guess that by the time we become anagami, we have understood the second part of the truth, right?
Yes.
And at the arhat stage, we have completed the whole understanding of four noble truths, right?
Yes. Four
Okay.
noble truth into three.
Right. Right,
Okay.
sir.
So what happens, I'll tell you. Okay, first you have to understand it.
Okay.
When we say Puttu Jana. Puttu Jana is a wording, common wording in English, but it is much more than that. Puttu means one who doesn't know anything. Jana means person, people.
Okay.
In Hindi, in every language, Jana is person only.
Person.
Okay.
Yes.
Puttu means one who is like a fool. He doesn't know. He is doing his normal life. He gets up, takes bath, goes to office.
Going
school,
with the flow. Yes.
Going with the flow, normal flow. He cooks, he
Yes.
eats, he goes to office or school or college or wherever, and he has ambition. He would like to pursue, and he does his exams and blah blah. All that is Puttu Jana.
Right.
And also Puttu is from a word where you like a if you have a plantain and you start to peel it off, you keep on peeling, nothing will come in that. So Puttu, Pottu is the same. That is a person who keeps on doing something like an onion peel. He keeps on doing it. He doesn't know why is he doing it. At a Puttu Jana level, there is nothing which is seen. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now the person comes as a Sotapanna. He sees. When he sees, he just sees. So all the Four Noble Truths, he just sees. And hence there is nothing called Pahina, Pahana and all that is not there. You got the point?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, he comes to Sakadagami level. Then he understands what needs to be done. Okay? At Anagami level, the only thing which is missing in him is the Fourth Noble Truth. He has to set that right. Then he is an Arhat. So what Buddha has done is, he has given this for anyone to reach till Anagami for sure, using the Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta. If you keep on reflecting it, you will get into Anagami. After Anagami, you will come to know what to drop. You have to drop Mana, you have to drop Udacha, you have to drop Kamaraga, Ruparaga, you have to drop Aruparaga and Avidya. You will stop enjoying the meditative trance of Rupa and Arupa, and your Avidya is completely gone. So then you have reached Arhat Phala Samapatti. Got it? So first one, just seeing all the Four Noble Truths as a Sotapanna, you have seen it, but you have not experienced it as it. Got the point? Just like you have, you have seen, because of birth only everything is happening. You have seen it.
Yes, sir.
Got it? So when you see the birth is the cause of it, and then you start to see the next and next and next and next, you feel what a useless life I am leading. It is not helping in any way.
Yes, sir.
And hence, the Dhammacakku has opened up. Now you will not fall back. Got it? Now we have gone to the second, which is Parinyeya, which is to know. I am understanding and I am knowing it. The more I know, the better. Then the third one is Parinyata. I have known what should be known.
Yes.
Clear on the First Noble Truth.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And we went to the Second Noble Truth. So let's Dukkha Samudaya. So we went into that. So the first one is Pahatabba, and then I did Pahina, removed it. That's not there anymore. I have understood. Boss, I have understood craving is the cause of suffering. I have understood it. No problem. I have removed it also. I am not craving any longer.
Right.
So Pahina, Pahatabba, Pahina. First you do Pahatabba, meaning you have to remove what needs to be removed. Then you remove it. Then we go to the Third Noble Truth. Tamkopanidam dukkam nirodham arya satyam satchika tabbanti me. Satchika tabban. Satchika means to. Satcha means truth. Satchika tabbanti me means I have established the truth for myself. I have established the truth. Then comes Satchikatanti me. Now I am leading my life through that, through the Satcha. Now nobody can fool me. Nothing can
Right.
fool me. No senses can fool me. Because I have come out of it. Then the fourth noble truth is what? Bhave tabba. What it means? That I am now established. Bhavana means meditation. To be in, to immerse is what is bhavana. Bhave tabba means I have immersed myself in Samma ditti, samma sankappo, samma vacha, samma kammanto, samma ajivo, samma vayamo, samma sati, samma samadhi, samma jnana, samma vimukti. All the 10 I have understood it correctly. And I am staying in that. There are 8 noble truths. 8 noble truths plus 2 phala. First phala is samma jnana. Second phala is samma vimukti.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got all the 10 with me now. Okay.
Right.
So then, bhavitanti me. Bhavitanti me means nothing more to be done. I have understood by establishing it. Now there is nothing more to do. I am always in that. You ask me in whichever way you want, I am in bhavana.
Right.
So 4 noble truth into 3 ways becomes 12. So now he says here, yava kivancha me bhikkave imesu chatusu arya satchesu evam ti parivattam dvadasakaram yathabhutam jnanadassanam na suddham ahosi neva tavaham bhikkave sadevake loke samarake sabbrahmake sasamana brahmaniya pajaya sadeva manussaya anuttaram samma sambuddhim abhisambuddho iti pachanyasim yathocha ko me bhikkave imesu chatusu arya satchesu evam tiparivattam dvadasa akaram yathabhutam jnanadassanam suddham ahosi atham bhikkave sadevake loke samharake sabbrahmake sasamana brahmaniya pajaya sadeva manussaya anuttaram samma sambuddhim abhisambuddho pachanyasim. What he is trying to say is that before my attainment I never said this. What before my attainment means? First I saw it, then I developed it, then I stayed in it. For all the 4 noble truths, I have stayed in it, I have known it, I have developed it, I have been staying in that. Now I am declaring to the world that this 12, 4 noble truths into 3 ways of seeing, is called 12. Now I have established it completely. There is no turning back. I have turned the wheel of Dhamma.
Yes.
So this is what is Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta.
Right.
So what other confusion you have relating to this?
Okay. I actually just wanted to understand this 12 links, and the whole other issue that I had was understanding. Please don't mind my pronunciation.
That's
Pancha
okay.
Upadana Khanda.
Upadana Khanda. Khanda.
Upadana Khanda. Pancha
Not Khanda.
Upadana.
Not Khanda. Khanda.
Khanda. Okay. Panch Upadana Khanda.
Not Panch. Panch in Hindi is correct, In Pali is Pancha Upadana Khanda.
Okay. So I had confusion understanding that only.
Yeah,
Like, what is it like more broadly? I want to deepen my understanding of that part.
Okay, so now Rupam Anicca, Vedana Anicca, Sanya Anicca, Sankhara Anicca, Vijnana Anicca. Okay, so now we have to understand what is first is Rupa. First thing is Rupa,
Yes.
then only everything comes.
Yes.
Okay, so the
Yes.
formula you have to memorize to begin with is Rupa plus mind is Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara plus
Yes.
Vijnana. Okay, clear? That's the
Yes.
formula. Now let's come to Rupa. What is Rupa? Rupa is the 8. It is Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. Now let us do it practically. You see my body. Okay. Observing my body, what do you see? There is Pathavi Dhatu. Hard. Pathavi Dhatu.
Yes.
There is Apo Dhatu. Now the sweat is going to come, saliva is there, all that is Apo Dhatu. Tejo Dhatu, there is temperature. Vayu Dhatu, the breathing is there, the gas is going up and down here, the circulation is happening, all that is Vayu Dhatu. If there is Patavi, then there is Varna. Varna means color. All earth based has color. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the reason called Upadaya Rupa, created from the primary. So,
Yes.
Okay, so if there is a Pathavi, there is a Varna. If there is Apo, then there is Rasa, there is liquidity, Rasa. If there is Vayu, then there is Gandha. Gandha means the fragrance. Or it is called smell, it is not smelling, it is fragrance or something which is coming in the air, which can be sensed by the nose. Okay?
Nose. Yeah.
Okay, so this is 3. Fourth one, if you have Tejo, then you have Ojas. In English, they translate it in a very nasty thing called as nutrients. It is not nutrients in the first place. Ojha means essence. So this whole body has an essence of food, what is completely stored. This is the one which has all the, in fact, one word to keep in English which is fairly right is nutrients, but it is not only nutrients. It is having the temperature, it is having the way to manage the heat. So Ojas control how the heat has to be dissipated, not only in this body, everywhere in the universe you have Ojas. So Tejo, whenever is there, Ojas is going to be there. Ojas has the oil, Tejas has the heat, they keep on burning each other. So you will have the fuel. So when there is nutrients, it's called as fuel. So we have Indhana in Hindi or in Sanskrit or any Indian languages. Indhana means fuel. So basically these are the 4 Upadaya Rupas, and this is the Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. Now what happens when I am called by name Vilas? This body with the 4 Upadaya Rupa gets replaced by Vilas, and hence there is a feeling, Vedana, which will be Sukha Vedana or the Dukkha Vedana or Asukha Adukkha Vedana. Okay. Now, who is having this Vedana? A Vedana is just a feeling because of Phassa, contact. What is its contacted? Contact is happening with Rupa, Chakku with the Rupa, it is happening, or Sota with the Shabda and all that. So now that is happening. And since my name is called Vilas, so anybody calls me Vilas, the moment I turn back or I respond, that is the Vedana, feeling. A feeling arises to respond. If it is, then I get a Sukha Vedana, meaning the one who is calling me is known to me, then I get a Sukha Vedana. If one who is calling is not known to me, I have a neutral feeling because I don't know this person. But
Yes.
if one who is calling is not known, is known to me, but I don't like him, I get Dukkha Vedana.
Then you have Dukkha Vedana, yes.
Right? Now, how this Dukkha is coming is the question. How? Yes, Phassa gives me Vedana, but then along with Vedana, together, Samudaya, what happens? Together, what arises? The Sanya arises. Sanya is the
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Just a moment. Yes, sir. You may continue.
Okay, so the Sanya arises. Sanya is the perception. So now I perceive this person as a friend, I perceive this person as a neutral, or I perceive this person as an enemy. Now, based upon the Vedana and the Sanya, I do the Sankhara. So I can do a Kaya Sankhara, I can do a Vachi Sankhara, I can do a Mano Sankhara. These three Sankharas I am going to do. Now, whatever the mind feels, the Vijnana, consciousness, makes that experience possible.
Yes.
So you have Chakku Vijnana, Sota Vijnana, Ghana Vijnana, Jivha Vijnana, Kaya Vijnana, Mano Vijnana. So whatever that Rupa, whatever the Vedana has come, whatever the Sanya has come, whatever Sankharas I am going to do, intention, in the Manasikara, it is called as the Manasikara, in the mind, that experience giver, experience provider is the Vijnana. Okay, it goes in 9 cycles immediately. So it starts with Chitta and immediately becomes Vijnana and ends up with Vijnana Kanda. So what are these? You start with Chitta, then Mano, Manasan, Hadayan, Pandharan, Mana, Manayatanan, Mana Indriyam, Vijnana and Vijnana Kanda. This is the so fast.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what it really means is like this, Harsil, that first is Chitta, pure bright light. That's all. Just light. So
Yes.
I see you.
It is just the vipaka, result of contact, feeling
Yes.
of.
Yes, that's all. But then it turns into Mano. Mano means knowing that object, trying to know the object. Manasam means that knowing what is that kind of the object. Is a male or a female or a tree or a whatever it is, right? So some object. Okay. Then Hadayam. Hadayam means taking to the heart as mind. So that is when the senses get absorbed in that, right? Hadayam. Then Pandharam. Pandharam means on that you try to fix it, fix the way you want it, right? So I'll try to fix the way I want it. Then Mana Ayatana. Ayatana means home. Mana Ayatana. Now I have created a home for the mind. Okay, Mana Ayatana. Mana Indriya. Now it has become itself a sense door. It doesn't have a sense door, but it's created. Now all the 5 senses will get submerged in this Mana Indriya. Then it becomes Vijnana, without knowledge. Now it is completely devoid of reality of what it is. So when he says Vijnana, it means defiled consciousness.
Yes, defiled consciousness.
Okay, it goes in 9 steps like this. So when I see the Rupa, depending upon the experience I have with the Vedana, with that Rupa comes the Vedana. Then there is this intellect, which is called as Buddhi, gives an input saying that this is so and so person, and immediately it attaches as raga, or it will start to hate as dvesha. If there is not known to that person, it will be in a neutral state. So that is sanya, perception. Then sankhara, depending upon this Rupa Vedana Sanya, the sankharas are made of whatever it is, and then you have this experiencer, provider. Who is experiencing? It is experienced by Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. On what? Rupa. If the Rupa itself is not there, will you have Vedana? No. Will you have Sanya? No. Will you have Sankhara? No. Will you have Vijnana? No. Why? Because no object
because
have
there
come to
is
your
no
senses.
phasa, there is no contact.
There is no contact. So without phassa, nothing can come.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir. So these are all actually different viewpoints to see the same thing.
Yes.
Like, without one, the other cannot come. It is just a causality. Whole thing is causality.
Patisamutpada. All the 5 aggregates ultimately fall in Patisamutpada. That's all.
Yes, sir.
So if you know Patisamutpada, you know everything about Buddha Dhamma.
Yes.
So what you should know is a formula. Iti imasmim sati idam hoti imasa uppada idam uppajati. Iti imasmim asati idam na hoti imasa nirodha idam nirujjati. What it means is that iti imasmim sati idam hoti. Only when this happens, this condition is met. Imasa uppada, it arises. Idam uppajjati, now it establishes. Idam iti imasmim asati idam na hoti. When this doesn't happen, imassa nirodha, there is no arising of anything. Idam nirujjati, it will get dissolved. There is nothing being there. So he also used yam tam, sabbam tam, yam tam samudaya dhammam sabbam tam nirodha dhammam iti. What it means is that whenever some dhamma arises, it will go into cessation. So using these two, he created this Majjhima Nikaya, Majjhima Patipada, wherein if you go to one extreme, you keep on creating it, and go into another extreme, you see the only dissolution. But when you are in the center, there is neither beginning nor end, and hence you are released.
Yes. So only with the causes the effect arises. Without the causes, effect does not come.
So you cut the cause, there is no effect.
Yes, sir.
So if you cut the cause of birth, there is no death.
Yes, that is all. Yes.
That's all. Over.
Okay.
Fine. So we have spent a good amount of time. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Another question that I came up with when you were explaining the Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta was the question about the achievement of the next stage for myself, that is Sakdagami. Only thing that I do know about the Sakdagami is that he has lost the Vattu Kama.
Yes.
Correct. So, can you explain this? What is Vattu Kama and like what? Yeah.
Vattu means object. Kama means enjoying with senses.
Right.
So when somebody somebody comes to my home, I would love to enjoy them.
Right.
That is Vattu Kama. I have a phone, I would love to enjoy the phone. I would like to enjoy a TV serial. I would like to enjoy this. I would like to enjoy work. I would like to enjoy so many things. That is Vattu Kama. Sakadagami is a person who has completely eradicated Vattu Kama. He doesn't seem possessed by it.
Okay. Right.
So Ajhosa means attachment. And then Pariggaha is possession. He will have lesser Ajhosa attachment, but there is no Pariggaha. He would have done Apariggaha. Pariggaha means to possess, to keep, to hoard. Whereas he doesn't hoard anything. What it means? There is no Vattu at all. So where is the question of hoarding anything? Only if Vattu is there, it will be hoarded. Only if the object of senses is there, you can hoard it. If there is no object of senses, what will you hold? So he has understood what is this object of senses, and hence Parinyeya has happened to him.
Right.
Okay. Now he comes to the third one, which is no Kamachanda, no Vyapad, and hence Anagami. Here, because he is not possessing the Vattu, Kama is reduced or it's not there, and hence his raga and dvesha has reduced.
Yes.
It doesn't come out. So it is reduced, and hence he is sakadagami. Agami is not coming. Sakadagami. Gami is to arise, to be there. Sakada is not many. That is only one existence. So he has only one existence left. One bhava left. Either in the human or in the deva, and that's it.
Okay.
So that is called sakadagami. Then anagami. Then arhat.
Right. Okay. So, okay. Another thing is, sir, the whole aspect of, losing into immersion, the experience of immersion into any sense object. Right? How does it happen? I mean, recently when I had this insight about how it is not just anicca, it is problem is faso, like the problem is contact with the objects which have anicca object, and that contact is only possible when we have internal rupa. That is, only when we have development of senses can we come into contact with the external rupa, and of course all the external rupa are anicca, so they are never going to be able to give us any nicha state that is completely to our liking. They are never going to be able to do that. So I have understood that much. So I had very calm and peaceful and very deep experience after having this insight. So during this 1 or 2 days, it was like I was immune from everything outside, from the outside world. But now slowly it is coming back, like sensory things are it is not happening for all the sense objects, but there are some particular sense objects. For example, food. Okay. When I'm eating particular type of food, sometimes after the experience, I find myself, immersed into this whole experience. So I think this is something that should not happen. I mean, not happen in the sense that for having samadhi or something. I think this affects it. So how to prevent this, and how does this happen? How do we find ourselves, completely immersed in something that is outside? Of course, it is due to avijja, but still, like, how does this happen?
What you need to do is you need to practice asubha bhavana.
Okay.
Okay, to get into the second stage where you lose the vattu kama, you need to practice the two things you need to practice. One is that you need to find disgust nature of everything. So Mahasatipatthana Sutta, if you are able to understand and comprehend, it will be good. If not, what that day I had spoken to you about Indriya Bhavana Sutta, MN 152, I had given you that.
Yes.
That is another way of doing it. Let's say even that doesn't work for whatever reason. Then there is another sutta called as Putta Mamsa Sutta. He talks about 4 foods. Okay, one is Kabalinka Ahara, which is solid food, then Passa Ahara, Manosanchetana Ahara, Vinyana Ahara. So you have to practice that. And there are many other suttas where it will tell you, it will guide you on how you can get rid of, of this.
Yes.
So when you really do that, if you are able to perfectly do that, you will get rid of Vattu Kama. Also, Vattu Kama is also food. The tasting of food, and then you start thinking about the food is Vattu Kama.
Yes.
So basically, that is what it is all about. Okay, so you need to do that. Either this or that, both you have to do it, and then it works.
Yeah. Then now onwards, one more thing that I have been doing after you told me to do the Indriya Bhavana is that I have been, trying to understand the whole experience, how it arises in the mind. Like, for example, uh, for let's talk about the food only. So I recently understood that how the whole attachment to the food works partially. I mean, so with the food, we want to take a look at the food in the particular way. I mean, we want a particular type of sight from the food. Then we want a particular type of smell from the food. We expect a particular type of taste on the tongue after eating it. And of course, this doesn't matter a lot, but we want to experience a particular kind of touch from the food as well. So it should not be too cold or too hot, else we would not like it either. So yeah, this is the way to do it, right? Like analyzing the experience, right? How something is coming into the mind.
See, you have to practice Pachavekana. So you have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Meaning you have to eat the food. You can't eat it hot, you can't eat it cold, you can't. So you have to
Yeah.
maintain it. So
Yeah.
that is there. So now you can see the conditioning. So in food you have to condition, this condition, Sankata, Patisamutpana,
Yes, sir.
all that.
Yeah.
Right? So then you
Yeah.
can see in dressing. So that also is there. Then
Yeah.
you see that you have to have a place to sleep. Again, it should be conditioned. You
Yeah.
can't have without any condition. Then you should take care of your body health, which is gilana, meaning you shouldn't fall sick. So for that you have to take care of your health. So all the four
Yes,
has
sir.
to be done. So you need to do whatever that needs to be done. So you can't have heat or cold or whatever it is. So he
Yeah.
says you are
Very
eating
particular
because
type of experience is expected from the
he
food. Yeah.
says that due to maintain a particular kind of living, you are doing it not for entertainment or enjoyment or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he says that only if you maintain brahmacharya, you are doing it, not for anything else, not for adornment, not for enjoyment, not
Yeah.
for relishing or anything like that.
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah. Just for maintenance of body so
Right.
that the burden could be laid down. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so for today, I think let's end it. We think we have spent more than good amount of hours. So
Yes.
we'll again meet up maybe tomorrow evening. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm not there. So day after tomorrow.
No problem. Yeah.
Friday
Sure,
evening
sir.
we can meet. If you have something more to discuss, we can discuss.
Okay. Okay, before we leave, can I ask just a small question? You can just give a category answer, yes or no. So, yeah, can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead.
The question was that again about the Upadana for the five aggregates. So, we basically don't necessarily crave the food that is out there. We crave the experience of it, right?
Absolutely.
The mental experience.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. That's correct.
Yeah.
So the Vedana Sanya Sankhara, that is what is the mental experience is all about.
Right.
So when the
Right.
taste for the very first time, let's say I take an example of coffee. The first time I
Yeah.
had coffee, previously I never had coffee, I have no idea what coffee is.
Yeah.
Or tea is.
Yeah.
Let's say the first time I drink tea, maybe I don't like it, but second time when I drink it, I like a particular flavor, particular taste, particular texture, all that, right? It is registered in the mind.
Yes.
So
To expect this from the coffee.
Yes, so phassa of the tongue registered the Vedana, which is the feeling, that, and now the craving starts to have it again and again and again because I need that same taste. Okay, so Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. So I do Sankharas to meet the Vedana and Sanya.
Yeah.
The Vijnana job is to provide that experience. So mind is seeking for that experience of tea or coffee.
Right.
That's all what it is.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I will try to contemplate on this.
Okay. All right. Namo Buddhaya then.
Okay.
Enjoy and
Yes, sir.
Okay, enjoy your evening and we'll again plan to meet on Friday.
Okay. Sure,
All right.
sir.
Good night.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye.